Welcome to Saxon's Algebra 1/2, 2nd edition, lesson 67. This lesson is on semicircles, and I've not done a whole lot of pages. You won't see a whole lot of pages or examples in this lesson, simply because you already know how to do circles, and a semicircle is simply half of a circle. So we're again just going to be finding area and perimeter of figures using the formulas that we're already familiar with. The only difference being with the circle we'll then divide by 2 to get our answer. Alright, so let's start right off with this example. We're going to find the perimeter and the area of this figure. Alright, perimeter, we know we can use this 15 right here, 11.18, 10, but here's the trick. We've got to find out what the distance around the semicircle is. Alright, so we're going to use the formula for circumference, which is pi times diameter. And if the radius is 5, then we know that twice that is 10. And then we can say 10 times pi, 10 times 3.14 is 31.4. Here's the only difference. 31.4 divided by 2. Got a 1 there. And 5. Now let's see. I brought this down too far. 31.4 divided by 2. Bring my decimal up. Do my subtraction. 15.7. So now I know that this is 15.7. So I simply add 15.7, 11.8, 10, and 15. So 7 and 8 is 5. My decimal, bring that up. 1, 5, 10, 11, 12. Bring that over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 52.5. And let's say that the dimensions are in meters. That's what it says in your book. They're in meters. So that would be meters. Now, would it be meters squared? No, we're not finding area in this one. However, let's go ahead and take this same figure and find the area of it. Now, basically we're going to have 3 different figures that we'll find the area for, and then we'll add those together just like we did over here for the perimeter. Alright, so if I can get all this erased here, give me some room to work. Alright, I know that for the triangle, I'm going to use this and this because they make the right angle. Alright, if this is 15 from here to here, and here to here is 10, then I can say that this is 5. So that's 5. And if this is 5 here, twice that is 10. So I know basically the height is 10 and the width is 5. 5 times 10 is 50, and I divide that by 2 because it's a triangle, and I'm going to get 25 for the area of the triangle. Alright, for the area of the square, I know that it's 10 times 10, so that's going to be simply 100. That was easy. For the area of the semicircle, we're going to use our formula pi times radius squared. Alright, so if 5 is the radius, 5 squared is 25, and 3.14 times 25, let's go ahead and do that. Now, because this is a semicircle, I have to divide that number in half. So 78.5 divided by 2, and then I've got a 3 there, that's 6. 18, that's going to be 9. And then 2 will go into 5 2 times. And that would be 4, and this is 10, so 39.25 meters squared would be the area in this figure. All right, let's do the perimeter first. We have 14, and this is 5 plus 5, which is 10. So 14 plus 10. And then I've got this little area right here. This line is 6. I'm going to add that. Then I've got 2 semicircles, so I've got to do this twice, okay? This one, 5 is the radius, so the diameter is 10. 3.14 times 10 is 31.4. We know on the last problem that we did, we had the same thing. 31.4 divided by 2 was 15.7. So that was already done for us. Alright, in this one, 4 is the radius, so 8 is the diameter, and 3.14 times 8 is 32, 11, 25.12. However, I've got to divide that number by 2. So 2 into 25.12, I'm going to bring that decimal right up. That's 1, that'll go 2, that'll go 5, that'll go 6, so 12.56. And then when I add all of those numbers up, carry that 1, 5, 10, 16, 18, bring that 1 over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 58.26, and in this one, the dimensions are in centimeters, so it would be 58.26 centimeters. Alright, so let's go back and figure out what the area for this figure would be. And again, we've got a rectangle and 2 semicircles. Don't you like how that's disappearing? Sometimes that's just easier than trying to erase all of that. Alright, so let's start again. I know that this is 14 from here to here, and from here to here is 10. So 14 times 10 is 140. Alright, let's do the area of this semicircle. 5 squared, 25 times 3.14. We did on the last page, ended up being 3.14 times 25. It ended up being 78.5, and then when we divided that by 2, we got 39.25. So that I'm going to go ahead and add over here. Do the same thing for the second semicircle. 4 squared is 16, so I've got 3.14 times 16. 24, 8, 18, and 3, 1, 4, 4, 12, 0, 5, 50.24. When I divide that by 2, I can already look at that and say, well, 50 divided by 2 is 25, and 24 divided by 2 is 12, 25.12. So then I'm going to simply add all those together. 9 plus 5 is 14, 5 and 5 is 0, 3 140. Yeah, it's 204.37 centimeters squared. Alright, moving on, our final problem. We have 8, and then we know that this line right here is going to be 4. So we've got 8 plus 4. We've got to find this one. So 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 3.14 is 12.56. When I divide that by 2, because it's only half a circle, I'm going to get 6.28. And here I'm going to need to move these over so I have room for the decimal parts of these numbers. So I'm going to have 8 plus 4, 6.28. Alright. Anytime 2 is the radius, that's a really easy one. I've done it so many times I've got it memorized. Not so for the 3. So let's say 3 plus 3, that's 6. 3.14 times 6. 18.84. Now, and if I divide that by 2, I know that 18 divided by 2 is 9, and 84 divided by 2 is 42. So I would simply add all of those together. 15 and 4 is 19 plus 8 is 27.7, and this is in centimeters, so it would just be centimeters. Now, that is to find the perimeter, circumference, okay? Now let's go back and do the area of this figure, because A, in your practice problems, was what we just did, the perimeter. B is going to be area. So let's start right here. 8 times this is 4, we said, would be 32. So the area of that rectangle is 32. Alright, now 2, what you're going to find when the radius is 2 is that the perimeter and the area are going to be exactly the same, because 2 plus 2 is 4, and 2 squared is also 4. So 4 times 3.14, I said, is 3.14 times 4 is 12.56, and when I divide that by 2, I get 6.28. So I'm going to have 32 for the rectangle, 6.28 for the smaller semicircle, and then 3.14 times 9, because 3 squared is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 28.26, and if I divide that by 2, I know that 28 divided by 2 is 14, and 26 divided by 2 is 13. And then I'm simply going to add all of those together, and I will get 42.41 centimeters squared for the area. Alright, good job. I'll see you back next time for lesson 68.